This is Ilham and Fatir. They've just entertained us with Sudanese dancing, with traditional type. Tell us something about dance in Sudan and what you do.
Okay. In Sudan, as a part of Africa, we have dancing similar to different countries in Africa, but we have our own dancing culture, just belong to Sudanese people. Because Sudanese people, they have different tribes, about 500 tribes.
Right.
And these tribes join together and they produce different things, mix things between Arabic culture and African culture. That's why we have this different color. When you see Sudanese people, you can find brown color, white color, and very dark color because of these different tribes. So because of all these tribes, we have different things from Africa.
Each tribe has a different take on the style of dance.
Yes. So we Arabic people, they have their Arabic dance, like dance in Saudi Arabia or Yemeni or these things. And the other African people, like they call us African people in Sudan, because we live in Western Sudan, we have our own traditional dancing. It's similar to some of the African people and little bit from Arabic people, because we live together. That's why we have this special dancing different from, other Africa.
Yeah. And for example, the dancing that we just show it to people now is from a special, like in the countryside, it's called Darfur, and these people, like the tribe, is called El4, and they got their own language, and the singer now his song on his own local language. Even I didn't understand it, but I enjoy the music, and we all like when there is a wedding and any ceremony, for example in Eid as well, just people came together and we dance in, not in a hall, like in a big what they call no, they dance outside on the street. It's like because it's like all the tribes or all the family want to dance. If you invite like 100 people, they all together they want to dance. Right. So like we need like
big space.
Yes. Big place.
Yes.
Like this dancing. This is a sample of like the song that we.
Excellent.
Today.
Okay.
How does it feel to dance in Wales rather than in Sudan? What's the difference?
Oh, I feel free.
For us, as some people, they live in capital of Sudan. They can dance different dancing, Western dancing. Like this English dance. Some of the people can dance in capital of Sudan because it's open area, and from the internet and the TVs, the people can dance this British dance or Welsh dance. They can dance it. For me, I like really Welsh dance because I feel like I think the music is very loud and people they have very quick. As you see, our dancing is very quiet when you compare this with the Welsh one. Yeah. So and I think because of the environment as well, our environment is so hot in our country. Really we don't. Yeah. But here, because it's too cold, I think sometimes we need to dance like sport or something. Because of the environment, because of the even our mentality change. Because I have been here 6 years. Sometimes I enjoy the Welsh music more than my music. Yeah.
You've both lived in Wales a relatively short time. How do you find living here? For me, as African woman, I think this is the best place to live for me. Because as women, and we had education in our country, we don't feel what we feel here in this country. We can work, we can explain our opinion.
Talk, speak out.
Speak out. And in our country, as you see in our dance, the men in front of us, and we have to follow them.
you know, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so this dance can show you our mentality. We follow man, everything.
Even
you know,
he's
in
wrong.
dancing, in work, in you know, when we talk, I cannot talk in front of him.
Yeah.
Never.
Even
Yeah.
this man, my husband, not just my father or my brother. I have to follow them. I'm second class in my country.
Perhaps now you're in Wales, you ought to do a dance where you do the leading and they follow.
You see?
Yeah.
That's why
I
I
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Wales or UK, all UK is a
Yeah.
good place for women in Africa to live.
Feel free.
Because we feel free,
Yeah.
we feel we can, you know, introduce, express our feeling, our
culture.
opinions,
Yeah.
we can share everything, and
Yeah.
really I think this is the best place.
Yes, because I mean, you know, Hannah will tell you in Britain, women aren't equal with men in many respects,
Yes.
but a lot freer than you have obviously been.
Yeah.
You know, and we're making progress in this country,
Yeah, I
slowly,
know.
but
I know.
And we feel more independent here because
Yeah.
I can work. After that, I can even my children. I can affect my children.
Yeah.
Not like in Africa. In Africa, me and my children, we should follow my husband or my brother or my no matter his opinion is right
Right.
or not.
Yeah,
It's like
good.
cultural thing. Yeah.
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good thing.
yeah.
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 What's the worst thing about living in Wales?
Yeah, for me, the worst thing, I think, they don't have, in our country, we have family, big families, and this family can protect you, sometimes financially, sometimes can support you, looking after your kids, like your mom, your grandmom, and all the family can help you and let you to go for more education on like this. But here, everybody should
Independent.
be more independent. You have to do
Yeah.
everything for yourself, but I think it's okay.
Yeah. That's changing slowly. They reckon that young men are staying at home a lot longer than they ever used to, but that's an economic thing rather than
Yes.
anything else.
Yeah.
Refugee Week Wales is coming slowly to an end. It finishes tomorrow. What does it mean for you? What do you get out of Refugee Week Wales?
Really, Refugee Week for me, it means that can refresh my memory about my, my culture, my people, and I can see different things from people. Like, as you see, refugee, different country, so I can learn from them, and I can I think I can compare now.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can compare my life, and because as Sudanese people, we know just ourselves, we know just our culture. We know we are not open. So when we came here, we can compare and we can learn from each other.
Good.
And after a while, after every year, I can progress, and I can assess myself. Where am I now?
Ilham and Fatia, thank you very much for doing the interview.
Oh,
you
thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. I'm not ready.
This is Mohammed and Omar, and they were going to do a presentation for the people here. Unfortunately, it needs a laptop and we couldn't get one to work. But could you tell us something about what the presentation was about?
Actually, the presentation is about an ambulance convoy to Syria. It's medical equipment and aid for the refugees by the Turkish-Syrian border there. And the ambulances is to be used inside to help in any medical issues.
Right.
And,
yeah, so we were a group of friends and people that we know who left out to do this, and that's not the only thing that we've done. Is gone on a convoy and sent aid to Syria. We've also done things locally in Wales, so organising fundraising events, charity dishes, walks, things like that. So it's generally just spreading awareness of the situation in Syria, how people can help, and so on.
Right.
How long have you lived in Wales?
Me, 10 years now.
10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardiff, born and bred.
Born in Cardiff,
Yes.
were you? Right, okay. How do you find Wales?
Actually, before I moved to Wales, I was in England.
Right.
But since I moved to Wales, my family as well, they feel comfortable. I myself, I like always small cities. I don't like too much crowded. So that was, I prefer for cities. So when I moved to Cardiff, I feel that Cardiff now is a part of, when I go far away, I'm traveling always. For example, I go to Holland. I was in Holland 10 years as well.
All right.
So if I visit there, I feel to go back home so quick
Yes.
here. Yeah.
We've heard that so often this week, that
Yeah.
people have come to Wales. And
Yeah.
so some started off in London,
Yeah.
and they've come to Wales and they found it really comfortable and welcoming. And
Yeah.
that's quite pleasing
Exactly.
to hear. You know.
What is it about Wales that makes it like that?
I don't know, maybe the way of, sometimes you get the treatments. You find it different in the treatments and how the people is welcoming and most friendly, and even they don't do anything to you, you feel that the sphere and environment is safe, or you feel
Right.
like for me, from my family member, like I told, the huge cities let me, afraid or worried about how the kids do. But the small cities, if they go everywhere, everyone know them, because socially, your contact will be wider in the small cities.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of, but in huge cities, no one know each other, so it's difficult.
Where do you live in England?
I was in Derby before.
In Derby?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
too big, is it? It's a bit bigger than Cardiff, but...
Yeah, when I was in Derby, I visit others like Sheffield and Birmingham. I just to focus where is suitable to settle. So, but I have idea about the big cities. How Manchester is, how London is, how Birmingham is.
Yeah.
So I visit all of them. So now
Right.
10 years. This is a
Yeah.
decade now in Cardiff.
Yes, excellent. Okay. So, Refugee Week Wales 2014 is quietly coming to an end now, tomorrow. What does it mean to you?
For me, actually, it's the first time I take part in the Welsh in the week, the Refugee Week. But it seems to me as well, people still get, because while I was working as a caseworker as well, you get the feeling, because you get in touch with the people who have the problem back home. So the distance is not that big. So you understand. I mean, you good understand about the culture and these things, how they suffering. Maybe they get nervous for nothing. So you have to understand why, because it's something on the back. You know?
Yes.
So it's nice to have such occasion and event. Let them as well feel that still people, they got something for them. They concern not only come in the society, but no one.
They're not alone. They've got
They're not
friends
alone.
they can talk to.
Friends. They got these events, and
We met an oud player on Tuesday in the library, and he just met a fellow Palestinian, a lady, and they'd had such a great chat together, talking about their own country and what they missed and what it was like here. And I thought that was brilliant.
yeah, and a nice chance as well if they have some exhibition, and they just as well introduce themselves for the people as well. You got a lot of visitors, and then there is mix of people, different countries, Afghan, Sudan, Somali, anywhere. Then they as well, they can have, let the people know what is the culture, what is the things that can make the people understand more about them.
Right.
Yeah.
Mohammed, Omar, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Actually, he was born in Cardiff, so he must talk.
Yes.
more than me.
What did your parents seek asylum here, or they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did, yeah. I mean, this is my first experience of refugee. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah. So this is my first experience of refugee council. Refugee week. So I mean, to be honest, it's a really good initiative from what I've seen so far. It's only like a small insight, but seeing refugees come here, or people who've already settled here and so on, and get a chance to meet other people and learn more about other things and refugees from other countries and so on. So it's really good. Yeah, my parents, they came to Cardiff in the late 70s. My father was sent on a PhD grant to do a PhD here. As he was doing his PhD, Assad the father, there was a massive crackdown in Syria back then, like tens of thousands of people were killed and so on. So he was advised not to go back, and that's how he claimed asylum here. And obviously, I was born in '83, and then lived here all my life. And yeah, Wales is great.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about it.
What has surprised me this week so much is considering what these people have gone through before they came here. They're all so upbeat. They all seem to be very happy. I'm sure they've got their down moments when they remember home and things, but their outward appearance has been so positive this week. It's been really good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Sorry, I've got one last. As a son of refugees, what does the word refugee mean to you, and to how you relate to that?
To be honest, I've never seen my parents as refugees at all. Like, you saying that to me now is like, oh, my parents are refugees. And you asked me that question as well, made me think, oh, actually, they were actually, refugees when they first came here. And well, not at the beginning, because my father was here to study, and he was going to go back. That was the idea. But he did become a refugee when the situation became really bad. So yeah, I guess it's it's interesting to think of it that way. But like the way we've been treated, and the way my parents have been treated specifically, because they were, not indigenous as such. Like obviously with me, I'm born here. I speak the language. I do everything Welsh as they would say. But obviously I don't look that Welsh. But the Welsh demographic has changed obviously in Cardiff and so on. It's very multicultural. So yeah, I'm really happy and grateful, with the way my parents were treated and the way they were given the opportunity to settle here and so on.
The refugee, the word is, to refuge from conflict. Look for your safety, for you or your family or your, it's massive things happen. Believe me, it is difficult to leave your community and your homeland for no reason. But if the reason is there, then you're going to refuge to seek where is the safety, can you get more protection, these things. And it is a long history, even in Europe or in America, everywhere, when there was a war, the war, people as well, they left home. They went somewhere because there is something, conflict, something, they want to seek the safety for themselves. They are innocent. Maybe they have nothing to do with what happened, what's going on, but they have to leave. They have no choice.
I think that's one of the problems that British people have, is that they've never had to do that. They've never been put in a position. We haven't had a civil war since 1651. And people don't understand what it would be like to be forced to leave Cardiff and go abroad where you don't speak their language, where the culture is totally different. And the
main thing, you looking for safety. You looking for that. You don't bother about you going to speak the language or not. Just you even you cannot carry anything. Just maybe your son or your children or yourself. Sometimes you have a chance even to rescue the member of the family.
Yes.
There is no something happening in a second, so you can react. So we're just gonna flee, because we saw that when we went this ambulance we met the refugees there. We feel, we got the feeling that in touch, because media things you can see on TV, but when you go there and you see the people, on the floor and things, be touched with them face to face, you can feel that something is really let them leave their home or the country.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce you to Shahnaz, who belongs to an organisation called Afghan Voice. Shahnaz, can you tell us something about the work you do with Afghan Voice?
Definitely, yes. Good morning. And the Afghan Voice is a nationwide charity that it is only a young charity that has been established 2 years ago in Wales. And the reason for establishing this charity is to minimize the negative impact of people who are living in the UK against Afghans. For example, when you're asking anyone about Afghan and they say, I am Afghan, people all of a sudden think about terrorism, about Al-Qaeda, about war. We want to decrease this negative perception of people in Wales and around the UK. And we want to build a bridge between Afghan community and also the other people who are living in Wales and other parts of the UK. This is the main purpose. And
because most of the media coverage is negative. It focuses on the Taliban and not on the other side with native Afghans.
That is correct. You are right. Because the thing is that Afghanistan has also got another face which is not shown in media. UK government is one of the major investors in Afghanistan. They have invested a lot of money in military, in health, in education, and everything in Afghanistan. We cannot forget that, or we cannot hide that. There should be something that the people know, that these taxpayers who are paying some money and goes to a war-torn country, something is done. One of the big examples I can give you is the enrollment of the girls into a school. Right now, over 7 million school children are enrolled in a school, whilst during the Taliban time, only 900,000 boys were going to school, and all women, all girls were forbidden from education. It was banned. And now, out of over 7 million, which is 7,800,000 some, out of that, 45% of them are girls.
Excellent.
And the reward goes to the big countries, developed countries like UK, that they are supporting Afghan people in development and making peace and security in Afghanistan.
Right. You've lived all your life in Wales, or most of your life in Wales. How have you found living here?
After my arrival, the first place which I came as an asylum seeker. When I entered to London, I didn't know where Wales is. I hadn't heard about Wales in my whole life. They sent me there, you are going to be sent to Cardiff. I said, okay, where is Cardiff? I didn't know what's Cardiff, how it looks like. So, in short, from 2011 till now, I'm living in Cardiff. And I found it very good. For the first couple of months, 6 or 7 months, I was struggling, because as a refugee, when you come into a new country and you start with a new life, you just come with only one pair of clothes, without money or anything. It is very difficult to adjust yourself in the community. I'm very grateful from Welsh Refugee Council, from British Red Cross, who helped me a lot. They helped me a lot. That is excellent.
Yeah, it is.
I hope their help and support continues.
Yes.
To every asylum seeker and every other refugee who is living here in Wales, and especially in Newport. I work here in Newport. Now I have got a part-time job, which I'm working in Newport. And I see and I'm in contact with a lot of people from my community, which is Afghan women and youth, and also Persian speakers, like people from Pakistan or Iran. I'm in contact with them, and they are always questioning about activities that Welsh Refugee Council had before, during my time, which I arrived here in 2011, and nowadays the Refugee Council's activities for the asylum seekers, I think it's slowed down. I don't know what is the main reason for that, but it's not that much support for asylum seekers.
Cutting of funding, I think, is one of the reasons.
So I understand that it is the funding, but look at the main requirement of a person who is coming like a blind person, doesn't know the language, doesn't know the community, not receiving any support from anyone. He is kept either in detention or in a guest house like that. And in terms of like interpretation, paperwork, applying like for NASA accommodation, all these things, someone needs support.
Yes, I
it is very challenging for those people. I'm telling you, I'm in contact with people, and they are praying for the time that comes that Welsh Refugee Council can help them.
Yeah, but so, you know, in the last 2 years, so many of these support organisations have had their budgets either reduced completely or certainly cut down very harshly. So it's making life very difficult for everybody.
Yes, it is not only for asylum seekers, for refugees as well. I myself, as a refugee, after my arrival, I did a lot of volunteer work with British Red Cross, with the Welsh Refugee Council, with Afghan community, and I'm one of the founders of the Society of Afghan Community in South Wales. I did a little bit of like fundraising for them. It's not that much. I'm also working as a volunteer for Afghan Voice charity. We are struggling to take funds to provide some support for refugees.
Yes.
Here we say we are supporting refugees. Now I am celebrating Refugee Week. I'm taking part here, but I haven't done like any single work for refugees of my community on this day because of the shortage of the funding. And I'm really appreciating those people from the Refugee Council who invited me in this occasion.
Yeah.
However, I was expecting more, like at least these people would not be thinking isolated from other countries, from other nationalities around them.
Well, Refugee Week Wales finishes tomorrow. It's been going on for all week. What does Refugee Week Wales mean for you and your organisation?
Well, Refugee Week was a very good opportunity to raise the voices of the refugees here in the UK, and I hope what I'm saying would be representing voice of women. Never mind if I'm Afghan or from Afghanistan. I'm not talking about my nationality, but I can raise my voice saying that refugees who are coming from other countries, like finding jobs is very, very difficult for them. When charities are working, they are trying to like build their capacity to give them some sort of support and training and background that they can use in their future development and the long term. They can be involved in the community development and in building up this country and play a good and positive role in this country, especially women.
Yes.
They should be supporting their children, they should be supporting their families, they should not be sitting in their houses. And as far as I'm in the picture and I'm on the internet and I'm using it, all the announcements about jobs, you see how much experience have you got, like, they are very like challenging, and it's even difficult to be shortlisted.
Yes. Honestly.
But if there are some activities like celebrating in Refugee Week and together working as an organization, when I'm coming here, I'm very delighted to be introduced with other organizations around here. Like I see like other colleagues from offices, and there was another office which I forgot the name. They are working for awareness about AIDS, which is very important in this community for people who are struggling with that, and they are feeling very isolated. They are doing a great job.
Yes.
Which I'm really appreciating.
Terence Higgins Trust, isn't it?
I think that's the one. Yeah, sorry for forgetting the name. Yeah.
Yes. Shanos, thank you very much for doing the interview.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to raise my voice, and I hope for next year when we celebrate the Refugee Week, a lot of like opportunities would be given to the involved organizations. Then we can at least do something good for the refugees who are now not here, because we see the presence of refugees is not that much.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.